Hello everyone out there in tax land, Dan the Tax Man here, tax professional with Community Tax, and today I want to talk to you about Form W4. Now what is Form W4? Well, I'll tell you. Form W4 is a form that you fill out usually the first day that you start a new job that helps your employer determine how much of your income to withhold for federal income taxes. Now this form is important, first because if it's your first day on the job, you don't want to screw anything up, including this form, and second because if it's filled out incorrectly, you could either have too much withheld from your paychecks, have lower money in your pocket, and have too big of a refund and in effect be giving an interest-free loan or too big of an interest-free loan to the government. Or worse yet, if not enough is withheld, you might end up owing at the end of the year. And of course, no one wants to have a tax bill in April. So the primary reason that I'm doing this video right now is because Form W4 got a refresh for 2020, and it's quite different than the way it used to be set up. So right now, the Form W4 just has 4 steps to it. Your name and address, your filing status, and then a couple other items if you have multiple jobs, dependents, or any other income or deductions that you want to claim on the form. The way the form basically works is you give it to your employer takes into account your expected income, your filing status, any other adjustments, your standard deduction, it computes the tax, and then that's how much it withholds from your paychecks. And the absolute best part about this form is that for the vast majority of American taxpayers, all you need to do is fill out your name and address, fill out your filing status, sign it, and you're done. Give it to your employer and the form, and the employer take care of everything, and you shouldn't have to worry about being under or over withheld for your income from that job. Now, the only place this form gets really complicated is if you're expecting to have more than one W-2 wage job. And the reason that that's a problem is that because each Form W-4 assumes that you have a full standard deduction. But if you're filling out multiple W-4s for multiple jobs and each one is taken into account a full standard deduction, then you file your return and you only get one standard deduction, you're going to end up being under withheld and owing tax at the end of the year. So the IRS has 3 methods to try and help this. They've got 3 ways that you can help calculate your income and communicate that to your employer so the employer knows how much extra income to withhold so that, again, at the end of the year, you have the right amount of tax taken out of your checks. The first way is on the IRS website. It's a W-4 calculator. It is a highly complex, it's very long, a very detailed questionnaire, but it will tell you the exact right amount that you need to have withheld extra from each employer so that at the end of the year, again, you don't owe or don't have too much taken out. The second way is a worksheet. It's included with the Form W4. I find it also to be quite complicated. Basically, you put in the amount of income from your highest paying job, your lowest paying job. The form gives you a table, and that table helps give you a number that you can, again, communicate to your employer to make sure that the proper amount is being taken out of each of your paychecks. The third way is the easiest. There's a box. It's a little box that you check. If you check that little box, it will assume that you have a half standard deduction for each employer. Now this is, it's very easy. Everyone loves to just check a box and have all of their work be done. The bad part about it is that it works best when you have 2 jobs and only 2 jobs. But if you've got 2 jobs and you check that box so that both jobs are taking into account just half of a standard deduction, then you should meet the goal and be properly withheld on your wages and not owe too much or have too big of a refund at the end of the year. The next step on Form W4 is a space where you can claim any dependents. There's a spot for your qualifying children, and there's also a spot for other dependents. Not your children, but other folks that you support and can claim on your tax return as a dependent. Now, if you're claiming dependents on this form, less money is going to be withheld by your employer for federal income taxes, which means that you'll have more money in your pocket each paycheck. And as long as you can still claim those same folks on your tax return, you should still have the right amount of tax withheld. Now, the last step on Form W4, Step 4, is entirely optional, but it is a place where you can claim any additional income or deductions that you're expecting to have on your tax return. Additional income might be things like dividends or retirement income. If we're talking deductions, maybe some student loan interest, retirement account contribution deductions. But in general, I would probably stay away from this space. I think it needlessly complicates the form. But it is a place where you can, again, tell your employer to make some adjustments and have either a little bit more or a little bit less withheld so that, again, you have that correct amount withheld when it comes to tax time. Now, keep this in mind. This is only for new employees. Employers cannot require existing employees to fill out this form. It's only for new employees and for employees who are requesting to make alterations to the amount of federal income tax being withheld from their paychecks. I hope this video has helped you understand Form W4 just a little bit better. If you've got tax questions and would like to discuss it with a tax expert, call me and my team at Community Tax, 800-424-8332. And for our Spanish speakers, 888-523-6606. Or you can email me at danthetaxman@communitytax.com, or you can leave your tax questions in the comments below. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dan, the Taxman, tax professional with Community Tax, and I will see you next time.